If I wanted to get shredded, the last thing I would do is what everyone else does. Set your calories below 2,000 and just starve yourself until, guess what? It didn't fucking work for the first time and it didn't work for the 5th time you tried it, and it still will never work. The reason being is you essentially get your metabolism in the bin. You go low food, keep going, fat loss looks great until it doesn't, and then you start to stall. And then the body stops responding. Now it's in a space of survival and you can't drop off any more body fat. You can't really go any lower, otherwise you're going to literally be on female amount of calories, and your fat loss just plateaus. You think, this doesn't work for me, my genetics don't work. In reality, you just have the wrong approach. That's why. Your approach is absolutely ludicrous. I've got 5 principles I will give you that I use to gain the 56 results that we've got here on this channel. If you ever want to see how we get a result, go and watch a video on it. We speak literally, on this day we pulled this much amount of food, this is the training split we followed. They're all there. I don't hide any secrets. I will give you the 5 principles that I follow in order to get this result. Number 1, your food wants to stay high, but that means your output also needs to stay high. Why do we want to do this? And we'll touch on the first reason, most of you have your metabolism in the fucking bin, which means it just doesn't respond to fat loss because you're used to starving it. You're used to either eating really low food or you eat a lot of food, but the quality is garbage. So it's never used to having good quality nutrients. That's why you don't drop body fat. So we need to fix this issue. A lot of people, when they come to me, I say, what you need to do first is we need to sit you just below maintenance for around 6 weeks. The reason for this, your body will get used to eating and burning through a good amount of food. Now, the goal was not to starve you, the goal was to turn you into an athlete. So you want to live like an athlete. An athlete would not go really low food. Why? Because his performance would be in the bin. You would struggle to retain tissue, you'd struggle to build tissue, and you would just feel garbage. Your cardio would be low, your output would be low. Instead, we want you to live the athlete lifestyle. I can say this because before we started the Gorilla 2, we were paratroopers first, now we came to body composition second. We take the approach with that. We want your output to be high. This means you walk 10,000 steps per day, you start with 20 minutes of formal cardio, and you eat just below at maintenance. You eat and burn for a good amount of food, 1 gram per pound of body weight for protein, for someone that's 20% body fat, good amount of carbs, steady amount of fats, 20% of the total target. Now, that will allow you to drive performance in the gym. That's the biggest reason you'll build and retain tissue. Therefore, you're then going to hold on to muscle, therefore you're going to look better as you drop off body fat. So, that's the first reason. Food high, output high. Don't fucking starve yourself, we turn you into athletes. Second reason, you want to improve your sleep. You can sleep your way to 10% body fat, but most of you have been so sleep deprived for so long. You then go into a calorie deficit, what happens? Low food, high output, low sleep. When are you going to recover? You're never going to recover from this because you're constantly in a space of sheer survival. You don't sleep enough, you don't eat enough, probably don't drink enough fucking water. So of course you're not gonna drop off body fat. There is that much fucking cortisol running through your body right now because you're so fucking internally stressed. Of course you're not gonna get to 10% body fat. Ever notice when you've had a really good night's sleep how well you drop body fat? You wake up, the scale is lighter, you feel fresher. I tell you now, most of you, if you looked at your phone and the amount of screen time that's on there, you took that screen time and added it to your overall bedtime, you'd be a fucking superhuman. You'd have hit your goals a long, long time ago. But let's also remember, when do you grow? You don't grow in the gym, do you? You go into the gym to break down muscle, train to failure in the gym, breach through those new levels. You then go home and sleep, and you recover and you grow when you sleep. Most of you are deciding, I'll only sleep for 6.5 hours. You may as well have done half the session then. Because all the other gym session you've done, you broke down. You've dug the hole. You never filled it back in. So you didn't cash in the work you did anyway, so it's void doing it. The last thing I'll say is, when are you most likely to make the worst decisions? First thing in the morning when you're fresh as a daisy, or last thing at night when you've mentally and physically fatigued? You normally buy the thing you probably shouldn't online late at night. You normally watch videos that you shouldn't late at night. You normally overeat or eat things you shouldn't late at night. Just fucking go to bed earlier. Most of your issues could be solved with another hour's sleep. It really, really could. You'll be surprised. A lot of you think you've got so many problems. If you just slept a little bit fucking more, I can tell you right now, your life would be so much better. The third point, and this is around you wanted to get shredded, right? But you didn't just want to look like a softer, smaller version of you. I can tell you right now, most of you just don't train hard enough. And do you know how you measure this? Count how long it takes you to contract the muscle on your last repetition. Most of you, it's the same amount of time as it was in the first few repetitions, 1-2 seconds. It wants to take at least 3 bare minimum, but ideally 4 seconds to finish that last rep off. That's how you know you're training hard enough. That's how you know you're giving your body a reason to build and retain tissue. The only and the most important factor for when you're dropping body fat to hold on to muscle tissue is not the amount of protein you eat. That's important, yes. But what's important is how hard you are training. As long as you're training hard on the gym floor, you're going to be able to keep and build muscle. But most of you simply do not train hard enough. That's why when you cut, you think, I cut and I lose muscle. No, you do, because even in your gaining phase, you weren't really gaining that much muscle. You're more just gaining body fat because you don't train fucking hard enough. This is why in the Gorilla Platoon, our members send me clips of them training so I can see what they're doing on the gym floor. Is the tempo slow enough? Is the range of motion deep enough? Is the arm path actually correct, or are we just moving loads from A to B? And lastly, do you train hard enough? When you have that level of accountability, your training will go through the roof. That's your issue. I'll say this now, all exercises work, you just don't do them right. The exercise has been there around for the longest period of time for a reason. They fucking work, but you don't do them properly, and that's why. Same for the training split. There's nothing wrong with your training program. The training program is fucking fine. It's just the fact that you don't stick to it for long enough, nor do you train properly on the exercises. That's your main issue, honestly. Stick to your training split for 6 months. Focus on how to contract the muscle during each exercise and train with raw intensity. I'll guarantee you will grow very, very nicely. Point 4, and this is probably the most important point, because a lot of you will get halfway through a cut and stop for this very reason. You will get through the cut and you'll start to squeeze your arms and you'll be like, I feel a bit skinny. And the issue at that point is not that you are skinny. You must understand you've been in a deficit for a period of time. When you've been in that deficit, there will be a depletion of glycogen, which is carbs and water stored in the muscle. Whenever that happens, it will give you the perception that you feel skinny. It's not. The muscle is simply flat. It means there's not enough carbs pushing against the skin. The analogy I'll give you for this is, take a water bottle, squeeze it when it's full, rock hard, bounce that off someone's head, it's going to hurt. Empty out some of the water, and then also empty out some of the air in it, put the lid back on, it's all squidgy and soft. That's how your muscle will feel. That's when most of you quit because you think you've lost muscle. You haven't. What you simply need to do is run a high carb day. Don't do this until you've been on plan for at least 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. Then you can look to do it. Don't do it any time beforehand. Just know though, you're not losing muscle unless you're not training hard enough and you didn't fix the above point. You just simply are flat. I can't stress enough how many of you wanted to get lean and didn't because of this very point here. I can't stress this enough. You must focus and understand that it will happen. I tell all my people, I say, look, we're going to run high days midway through the plan. Look how much you blow up when we actually run that high day. Cool, yeah, I haven't lost any muscle. The muscle's pushing tight against the skin. And I'll preempt before this. Be prepared to feel soft and small around this point because we need to drag you flat in order to get you lean. Don't quit when it gets to this point. The last thing I will say is, and this is maybe also one of the most important points, is when you actually make a change in order to get shredded. So I've said in this video, this is how I get from 20% to 10% body fat. What I would firstly do is set my macros up just below maintenance. Protein 1 gram per pound of body weight, fats at 20% of the overall target, the rest is filled with carbohydrates. I'd do 20 minutes of cardio per day, and then I'd also walk 10,000 steps and I'd sleep 8 hours. Now I'd run that plan for 7 days. More than likely in the beginning you're going to see nice drop-offs. Kilogram every week is the sweet spot that you're looking to drop off. However, there'll come a point where things start to slow down. So what do you do then? You need to manipulate a variable. Now we want to be athletes before we want to be starving children. So you're going to up your cardio first. Go from 20 minutes daily to 30 minutes daily. This is what I'm running at right now. I'm on 30 minutes times 5 and my food is high. My food is on 2,900. We're still dropping, we're still in a good space. And steps are anywhere from 10 and above because sometimes I just end up doing a little bit more. You're going to rinse that out until it doesn't work. Then you're going to change a variable. I say up output first until it impacts routine, which is maybe around about 40 to 50 minutes. Then look to pull from food. When you've got the 3 macros, don't pull your protein, don't pull your carbs yet, go for your fats first. Why? Because you pull out fats, you're going to yield a bigger calorie drop for a smaller volume of food amount. So it's going to make dieting maintenance a lot easier. Keep your fibrous foods in there. Keep your oats in there. Keep your berries and your veg in there. It's going to add volume to the diet. Don't be pulling those out in the beginning. Pull out things like dark chocolate and your nut butters because they're small. 30 grams of that, it's best part of 200 calories. Easy. 30 grams of dark chocolate, 108 calories. Easy. 180, 80. So you want to pull from the fats first. You're never going to be on zero fat. It's impossible to have a 0% fat diet, so you'll never be on zero fat. But I will say, as you start to go for a diet phase, you may want to run omega-3 supplement just because to maintain that joint health. So they're the changes that you're going to want to make until you hit the 10% body fat, adhering to the first 4 principles in this video. So that's how I'd go from shredded to 10% body fat. I'm literally living this right now. That's how I can just literally spin it straight off the cuff in 10 minutes to you, because A, this is how we get results for our people, and B, this is how I'm getting shredded myself, as per you can see in the thumbnail. So I want you to have this value so you can actually do it for yourself and have the physique that you want over the summer. Because 20% down to 10%, 10, 12 weeks, you should be there, mate. You should absolutely be there, as long as you follow the points I've just mentioned. So if you found this video of value, subscribe to the channel. If you want to do this for you, there'll be links in the description. Let's have a chat. We'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.